Hi, my name is Nancy Rojas Ledesma and I'm going to present the Cold War. The Cold War is called the political and ideological conflict that exists between the United States and the Soviet Union at the end of the Second World War, between the Western capitalist bloc and the Eastern socialist bloc, between 1945 and 1989. What the term Cold War refers to. The term Cold War is used due to the conflict between two or more states that without weapons or violence try to harm each other through espionage actions, economic pressures, and other resources away from violence. And in this, both sides try to undermine the power of the other. How socialists and capitalists work. Capitalism is an economic and social system based on the fact that the means of production must be private, and likewise the market distributes goods depending on supply and demand, since in this way competition and capital are promoted. Socialism is an economic and social system that bases its ideology on collective property instead of private property, thinking that economic and goods distribution must be planned and therefore managed by the states, who is in charge of meeting markets and protect citizens. Name of the leaders of each group. From capitalism, we have Adam Smith, David Ricardo, and Irving Fisher. From socialism, we have Henry de Saint-Simon, Joseph Stalin, and Karl Marx. My interview was to my grandfather Armando Rojas. He has 72 years. His opinion was the Cold War has the result of not letting each country let them manage their affairs in their own way. The greed of the presidents always hurt the population. The desire of more always ends badly, and many people suffer thanks to that. Many people also died because of their presidents. Countries leaders from this period: United States and Soviet Union. Why did countries who were allies during the war become enemies afterwards? The rivalry began at the end of the Second World War. Being the two powers at the time, the conflict was born as the result of opposing their vision of the world. This creating alliance with those who had the same ideology, showing themselves to the world as enemies. Where did the Cold War take place? The Cold War spread around the world. The Soviet Union and United States began to compete for influence in Latin America, the Middle East, and the newly decolonized states from Africa and Asia. What opinion did the general public have of the Cold War? The Cold War, for the Europeans, was not a surprise. This was seen to come since the end of the Second World War. A change in the way of government was needed, and people preferred a Cold War 1,000 times to a war with weapons. What type of weapons did the two world powers have at their disposal? FN Full, F4 Phantom, AK-47. My personal opinion. In my personal opinion, I believe that all these conflicts could be avoided simply by letting each other freely decide its way of government. Many innocent people were victims of all these disagreements between nations. I hope we all have learned from our past so as not to repeat these mistakes. And here's my bibliography.